Sun Devil Beach Volleyball Team has gone on a hot streak lately, and for that reason we bring in our Devils in Detail Beach Volleyball analyst Trevor Booth to help us break down really what's been going right for the Sun Devils lately. They're coming off a 4-game win streak this past weekend in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Trevor, asking you what was really going right for them, and then how can they transition that into this weekend?
Well, I think a lot of it had to do with the team playing some inferior competition. It was only the second time that the team had not played a Pac-12 opponent or a ranked opponent in a weekend, so I think it was a big break for the team, especially at the number 1 and number 2 lineups. They only lost one match throughout this tournament, and then the number 1 lineup was able to sweep this tournament. So I think with each of these teams being able to go on a little bit of a win streak, it's going to help their confidence as they return to take on some Pac-12 opponents this weekend.
So with that 4-game win streak, the Sun Devils are now 8-10. And Trevor, we've seen really all season long lots of changes in the second unit for Arizona State. Do you think we're going to see any more going forward?
I think absolutely. And we saw a change this weekend. We saw Frances Giedraitis and Natalie Braun go back in at that number 2 position after Sydney Palmer and Kara Woodard kicked off the tournament. I think for this team, that's probably the one hole they've got to address right now. Coach Brad Keenan told me at the beginning of the year, that's what we're going to focus on, and it still seems like they have some errors there. So I think with the month winding down and the Pac-12 Beach Volleyball Championships coming up, that's something they're going to have to address as the season goes on for consistency.
Just a few more weeks left in this season for Arizona State. Once again, 8-10. They will host the California Golden Bears this weekend. And really something we haven't seen, we're going to turn the tables here. We've seen lots of changes in the second unit, but not so many changes in the first unit. Now looking forward to the Pac-12 championships, do you see any possibility that that first unit will be at all changed going forward?
I think the first unit is okay, and I think Quinn Johnson and Mia Rivera, they were all Pac-12 academic honorees last year, so they have experience, and that's probably the girls you got to go with, even though they only had one match win before this weekend. I think at the number 2 position, that's something they're really going to have to focus on. One suggestion that they could possibly do is move Ellison Lundberg and Caitlin Carballo into that number 2 position. They're 12-4 at the number 3 duo this year, and they were slated to be that number 2 duo going into the season. So that should change, and they could possibly move those girls at the number 2 lineup back to number 3 just to get some consistency, because I think at number 1, number 4, and number 5, they're really good right now, and I think with those beach volleyball championships coming up, you play the USCs, the UCLAs. Consistency is going to be key, and I think that's something they could possibly address.
Trevor, thanks for joining us in. As
Thank you.
always, for all of Trevor's work on the Beach Devils, along with the entire Devils in Detail coverage crew, you can go online to devilsindetail.com.